Well, hello there. Funny that you should turn up on this day in particular, for today is a red letter day. I am finally, after many years of work, releasing my first full standalone video game. And this time it's not going to get assassinated by lawyers after 2 weeks. Or at least I really hope it doesn't. So without further ado, welcome to 20xx.io. Ooh. 20xx is what I like to call a platform MOBA, which is what you get when you take a bit of Smash, Dota, and Quake and mix them all together with the most powerful object in the known universe, the default Blender cube. And as far as I know, this is a game genre that didn't really exist until now. Though as I'm saying this, I'm sure there's at least 3 people in the comments listing off 50 different games that already did it. Regardless, the core of this kind of game is very simple. You have a variety of different characters to pick from, each with a couple of different abilities. You then get placed on a platform with a bunch of other players and compete to complete objectives, the most common of which is just to make everyone else not be on the platform anymore. There is no health or damage or leveling up. The game works off of very simple physics. You use your abilities to knock people around, and if you knock them off a ledge or straight into a wall, they go oof. Because the core mechanics and controls are incredibly straightforward, it makes the game very easy to pick up and play, but still allows for complexity to develop through mind games and team strategy. Which brings us back to objectives. I mentioned Quake at the start of this video, and here's why. All of the game modes in 20xx are modeled after classic first-person shooter game modes. You have Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, Juggernaut, Rabbit, as well as special variants like Freestyle Flag, which is a variant of Capture the Flag where both teams are allowed to carry both flags, and encourages you to play keep away with your flag while evading enemy players. I also mentioned Dota 2, and the inspiration from that is pretty obvious. The game plays from a standard top-down perspective like pretty much any MOBA, and the controls are fairly similar as well. You also get to pick from a variety of different characters, each with different abilities, all standard stuff you'd expect from a game of that genre. But there's one key element of games like League of Legends and Dota 2 that I made sure not to include, and that is that 20xx does not waste your fucking time. Rounds in 20xx usually only last a few minutes. It's meant to be very fast-paced, and the levels are designed to be as compact as possible. It does not faff around and make you click on minions for 20 minutes before you start the actual game. And finally, the last major influence for this game was, of course, anyone familiar with Smash has probably noticed the number of blue hexagons on display here, because man, I fucking love blue hexagons. In fact, this was actually the very first effect that I ever created for the game, all the way back in March of 2017, according to Git. And these little things eventually became the core of the game's balance and design. So essentially, blue hexagons are the blood that runs through this game's veins. And you too can ascend to pure blue hexagon enlightenment by heading over to 20xx.io and trying the game out for yourself. It's a free-to-play web game that runs in just about any modern web browser, just like Mario Royale. God rest its soul. It also works on phones, at least, mostly. Don't at me about that. I also included a guest mode if you want to try the game out without having to sign up first. And if you do like the game and you do sign up, you can also buy the game for $5 buccarinos and get access to some neat special features, and as well as the ability to flex on everyone else, because you're cool, Mr. Guy who bought my game. Thank you. There's also a link in the description for a more detailed how to play video that goes over more of the game's mechanics and settings. And of course, there will be the obligatory rant video on my second channel talking about the game's development at some point soon, and I might even explain why all the characters are boxes, the ultimate secret of 20xx. And with that, I hope you guys enjoy the game. It has been an insanely long journey building this project from scratch, and I'm so happy to finally put it out there for everyone to play. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys think about it as well, so post your thoughts in the comments, and in the meantime, I'm going to go anxiously stare at the server status screen and pray that it doesn't implode into a black hole in the next 5 minutes. See ya!